Are you looking for the best cloth storage bins? I've got a whole bunch right here that we've used in our house, and we needed some new ones for my wife to use for her clothes in the closet. She's just been kind of stacking her clothes on a shelf and she wanted to put them into some bins. So we have some that we ordered here online that I want to show you guys. These look really interesting because they had over 2,500 reviews or something like that. Maybe more by the time that you're actually watching this, but they look to be the best ones that I could find on Amazon that were rigid enough, unlike some of these other ones back here, which we're going to get into in this video. First of all, hi to all the new dads out there. This is Dad Reviews. This is where I give you my unedited, hopefully more authentic look at the products that we like, use, and have, and buy to put clothes in. So if you're interested in that, you might want to consider clicking that subscribe button. So we first got into using these cloth bins whenever we had our first child, Amelia. It's our daughter. She's now 8 years old. And back then it's a very inexpensive way to be able to contain things, but also whenever it comes to creating something for like a nursery or for, with babies and toddlers and whatnot running around, if they were to pull out a cloth bin and it falls all over the place, we know they're probably not going to get hurt because it's made out of cloth and it's not something that can really hurt them because it's not like wood or metal or whatever drawers you have, that whatever material they're made out of. So that's one reason why we really like these particular cloth bins. They come with those different cube shelves and whatnot, but we've had quite a few of them over the years, and I wanted to show you guys the kind of what we started with, some that we got from other people, and then some of the better ones that we've had, and then we're going to take a look at what we actually bought in this box here. So let's get into that today. First of all, we started with, if y'all want to check out any of these bins too that I have here, I'll link them up down in the description below. Y'all can go read other people's reviews about them, not just take my word for it. Amazon actually makes their own Amazon Basics one too. I'll link up that below. I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty similar to this. But what you have here is just your generic cloth bin. And it usually has some kind of bottom piece in there so that the bottom is actually a little bit more rigid. If y'all remember, I bought a 3-tiered cloth hangy basket shelf thing that I did an unboxing of. And that particular thing did not have the bottom piece in there. And whenever I put stuff into there, it like sagged, it hang down, which is no bueno. So you're going to want to make sure that it's got some kind of bottom in there, especially if you're putting it on a shelf, because whenever you go to pull it out, it's just going to start sagging, and then the sag's going to get worse. And then whenever you go to push it back in, it's not actually going to be able to go back in. So definitely recommend that you get it. Now, the great thing about these is that they fold up. That's the main thing that people like about these things, I guess. I thought about it for a little bit, and I realized I've never folded this up before since we've had it in the past 8 years. So although they say, oh, the feature is that it's foldable, you're never gonna fold it. So don't worry about that. Even though most of these come foldable, and I believe it's because people can ship them. The companies can actually ship them easier. So another thing that I noticed about this one, is that your pull handle here, it's not really much on this one, but it's gonna start to get frayed right here just because hands start handling it and pulling at it. It's gonna start to get kind of squished right here, and you'll see a little crease right here. And you may see some wear and tear where the stitching is. This one's actually stitched pretty well. I'm actually pretty impressed by that one there. I don't know if y'all can see the stitching on there, but y'all can kind of see some of the fibers coming out here. Now the second thing, the second thing is the most aggravating part of it, is if y'all notice that this front part is kind of hanging loose right here. This is very loose, there's no rigidity there. And that's because whatever the heck's on the inside of this, it kind of feels like a cardboard, and it kind of looks like a cardboard looking at the shadows through there. But it basically fell apart, and there's nothing in between the fabric right here, only right here. Throughout the bottom part of this, throughout right here, all along the back, there's this stiffness in there. And I believe it's mainly where the handle is too. Maybe y'all can see it in the light. I'm trying to show it as best I can. Right here, it doesn't really show up very well, but right here where the handle pulls is where you'll see that, and I believe it's from people pulling and tugging at it that the cardboard or whatever that is in there just starts to wear down after a while, and then all of a sudden it's just going to kind of break on the inside, and so you don't have that rigidity in the front here, and it's just going to kind of flop around right there. So we got these from Target, I believe. I'll link them up down in the description. Y'all can check those out. Not the best, not a huge fan of those, although we do have plenty of them because that's what we started with. The next one here, this one actually came with a hanging basket shelf thing. It's like a 6-tier shelf thing, and it came with these to where you could use them as drawers. We actually took these out. I think we may have 1 or 2 of them in there, but we just used the shelf just kind of as shelves, and then we put these on like inside the actual closet on a shelf. I find that it works better because the kids don't have to pull it out, grab what they want, and then push it back in. Instead, it's just sitting on the shelf. They can look in, fumble around through it, and stuff not falling everywhere, and they can pull out whatever they want. This one, the bottom, it seems to be, it's more of it's a more durable bottom than what this one was. This one seems like, it almost feels like a piece of cardboard that's in there. Kind of what is on the front here of this. I think that's the same material. This one's a little bit more, I don't know, it's got the gloss on there that it's a higher quality. I can definitely tell it's a higher quality, maybe a more durable cardboard-esque type of thing right there. What's interesting is that they also stitch through it. Y'all can see that they're stitching all along here, all along on both sides. So it's something that, you know, stitching can go through, but this seems like to be a better quality bottom piece. What does the tag say? Canvas, 100% cotton. Okay, the canvas is cotton. So all of this is made out of cotton here. Again, I believe it's got this same material just like the other one on the inside here. What's nice about this one though is that it has like this plastic piece in there. It's all plastic lined on the inside, minus the bottom, because the bottom you're obviously going to put this in there. So it has like this nice plasticky feel to it, which makes it easier for cleaning. If you ever have something spill in there, anything like that, you can easily take a rag and rub that out, and it won't mess up the cloth as much. And they just, you know, easier to spot clean that way. Definitely recommend that if you're using it for maybe foodstuffs or beverages or anything like that, maybe something in the kitchen. This one does fold up as well. Again, like I said, though, you're never gonna fold it. We've never folded ours, except for this one time for this video. And then this one has a different pull on the front here too. This pull's actually just a one notch, it's more vertically than horizontally, and it's just one loop coming down. The stitching looks really nice on there, again, just like the inside of it. All in all, though, this has been one of the better ones that we've had. And like I said, it came with that shelf unit. If I can find this without the shelf unit, I'll link that up too down in the description below, but I might just be linking up the shelf unit. One thing that I did want to point out, though, is that on the front here, y'all can see we have some wear right there. I believe this is from, you know, it coming out of the shelf. So whenever it's in the shelf unit, it's got stuff on all sides, top, bottom, all the way around. So it's going to have a little bit more friction whenever you go to pull it. And whenever you pull it, most of your force is coming right here at the top. And as you can tell, that little bit of stitching right there is starting to pop up. So we're getting a little bit of wear right there. And that's the only place where I see it, right directly above the pull tab here. It is nowhere else anywhere on this box right here. So just one small thing that I wanted to note. My main feature that I like about this is, one, it seems more rigid, and two, the lining on the inside is very nice. Next up, we have this one. We actually got this one from a friend, but we've actually had one of these in the past. And I know that they kept, I believe, shoes and toys in this, so something that's a little bit more heavier. But this one is just a cloth piece, and on the inside, it's made with a wire as opposed to any type of cardboard. So, again, pluses and minuses. The wire will actually hold up a little bit better just because it's a metal and not just like a cardboard like that first one was. But the wire could possibly bend on you if you don't take care of it, or if you throw in too heavy a stuff, or if you stack something on top of it. So you might have to reshape the bin if you can. That's one downside to this. This part is all Velcroed in though. So if you wanted to, you could simply take off the cloth piece and wash it if you did need to give it a good washing. So that's one plus to this one. It also does have a nice little pocket right here on the front where you can label it if you wanted to put a label on there. Again, this one has this horizontal pull for it. The stitching, again, looks fairly decent. It's a square with the X. But this one doesn't have any way for it to like damage the inside of it because there's nothing on the inside. It's literally just a piece of cloth all the way around. So, do I like this? I like it for shoes. We can leave it by the door. It's big enough to be able to put shoes in, although it's going to get worn and torn. That's one thing that I just know about this. I think one way that they could have made this better would be to add some additional braces right here and right here. Just kind of expand this tic-tac-toe board all the way up in the middle or on the sides of the bin right here. Unfortunately, they did not do this, and it's starting to see a lot of wear and tear. Although I have to say there's no holes or anything, and the stitching seems to be all intact. So as far as durability for the time that we've had this, which good year, maybe 2, but then we got this from someone else, so it's a hand-me-down. So it's gone through a family or 2, and it seems to be holding up really well, except for the little bit of bending in the wire, which again could be resolved with better bracing in there, or you may just have to rebend it. But if y'all want to check this thing out, I'll link it up down in the description below again. The last one we have here before we get into our unboxing is this one right here. We actually got this whenever we bought our camper. We bought an RV, and this one they used to put clothing in, and that's what we use it for too. Seems to be fairly durable. Again, it's made like this one right here where it's all wires, and I just wanted to reiterate the dip right here because it's not strong. It doesn't have those extra supports right here, which would be nice to be able to keep it more rigid. This one does come with a nice little lid on it though, so if you did want to stack it or stack stuff on top of it, you could do that. It also seems to have a little bit better of a pull handle here. It's stitched to be more rounded as opposed to just a flat square. I actually like that a little bit better, and there's actually a piece of cloth in there as well so that it actually feels a little bit better in the hand. There's also a pull handle on both sides, so if you wanted to, you could hold it this way with 2 hands if you did have some heavy stuff in there. All the other ones did. This one? I don't think this one did. Oh yeah, this one does. This one's got the pull handle on both sides too, but the other 2 don't. All in all though, from what I know since we've had this and from what the people that we got it from, it's holding up really well minus the little bit of wear and tear through the bending of the wire. The bottom on this one is actually got some give to, or some rigidness to it. There's actually something down there as opposed to the other one. Well, the other one's got like a tic-tac-toe board of wire, which is not really going to do that much. But this one, I did want to note that it's bending right here. So there is, apparently it got crushed or something because it's like a perfect bend and there's no other bends on here. Oh, wait, actually, it's bending right. Oh, wait, I never knew this. Can you fold this thing down? Hang on. Well, you can kind of fold it. I don't know if it's meant to do this or not, but like, you can fold it on one side or the other, but you can't fold both sides. That's a little strange. I don't know what they have going on here. That's interesting. I just noticed that. I don't know if that's a feature or not, or if it's just a mess up in the construction of this board right here. It'd be nice if they had a couple of braces right here to help hold that together. That's my one qualm, I guess you could say, about this one. Again, I'll link this thing up down in the description below. The key point to this one is that it has the lid on it, which is really nice, especially if you're keeping it like in an RV or in the back of a truck or in the back of a car, something like that, and you want it to have a little bit of you don't want the elements to get onto it. Also, the top of here, just like the bottom, has that same rigidness to it. There's something stronger in there. It'd be kind of nice if they put it on the side here, I think. But I think that maybe they're trying to be able to make it collapsible a little bit. Maybe that's why they have this bending. I don't know. But that's that one right there. Let's get into the one that we decided to get for my wife for our closet. Like I said, we wanted to do some cloth bins. Do you guys use storage bins? These cloth storage bins? Let me know that down in the comments below. I'd be curious to know what you guys like and what y'all use as far as organization. Oh, we also have some multivitamins in here. We'll throw those back there. But we decided to go with these right here. I'll link them up down in the description below. You guys can go and read other people's reviews about it. The reason why we went with these is because from reading a lot of those reviews, like I said, there's like 2,500 plus reviews on there. People were saying that these were more rigid than some of the other ones that they've tried, including, I remember someone mentioning the Target ones, like these. So that's why we decided to go with these. Also, my wife liked the plastic handle on here, how it's just a cutout and it's not any kind of pull thing. I think that'll help with the longevity of it. Let's get into this. Let's open this up. This actually comes in a 6-pack, which is really nice. And I believe this is actually cheaper cost per unit than the ones that you can get at Target. Because the ones at Target, I remember being like $5, and that would make these like $30 for a package of 6. But instead, I believe we got these. I never can remember the price. It was like, I think it was maybe $20. Again, they're foldable. You're not going to use the folding, so opened up. They're a nice size too. This one does have the liner on the inside. Cardboard liner on the back, which I'm not a huge fan of, but since it's gonna be my wife instead of my kids, I think that she'll be able to take better care of it. This one seems bigger than the other one, actually. Let's see, this is the Target one right here. This looks like it's smaller. Can I fit that? Oh, look, yeah, this is a bigger one. I don't remember the dimensions of this. If I had to guess, it looks almost like a 12 by 12, maybe even a 14 by 14 size right there. So that's nice. The construction seems pretty nice. The stitching on the top looks good. It's got handles on both sides, which this is the only cube out of the ones that we've looked at that had, or the two that we looked at that we used for storage, that has the handles on both sides. So that's great. I'm gonna have to do a follow-up review of this after we used it for a certain period of time, and we'll come back and we'll check this thing out. So if you guys want to see that, make sure to click that subscribe button. If you guys want to check this out, go read some of those other reviews. I'm gonna link all these up down in the description below. Y'all go read some of those other reviews, kind of get a better idea of what you're getting yourself into, and not just take my word for it. But if you are liking what we're doing here on Dad Reviews, click that subscribe button. I'll put some other organization style videos here on the channel. I know I've got some peg hooks for organizing like a tool shed, or even thought about using it in the kitchen. I'll link up that right there. You guys go and click that, and you can definitely use some of those in your house. Maybe not for clothing storage, but other types of tools or kitchen gadget storage. Go click that video. I'll see you on that video. Thank you, dads, for watching. That thumbs up is always appreciated, and Dad out.